This was the most beautiful building on Earth. Taller than a 14-story palace, covered in gold and marble. It stood untouched for 1,800 years, until one night it completely vanished without a trace. How does an entire wonder of the ancient world simply disappear? The year is 353 BC in the glittering city of Halicarnassus, modern-day Bodrum, Turkey. Mausolus, the powerful satrap of Caria, has just died. His sister and wife, Queen Artemisia II, is shattered. She doesn't just mourn. She does something no one has ever done before. According to the Italian poet Giovanni Boccaccio, Artemisia became a lasting example of chaste widowhood and of the purest and rarest kind of love. She mixed her husband's ashes into her drink every single day and slowly drank him into her soul. Then, she made the most radical decision of her life. She would build him a tomb so magnificent that the whole world would remember their love forever. But this wasn't just a tomb. This was going to be the most beautiful structure humans had ever seen. And here's the first mystery. Why did she choose Greek architects and sculptors for a Persian satrap's grave? The answer will shock you. But first, let's step inside the construction site. The two greatest architects of the age, Satyros and Pythias, were called from Greece. Four legendary sculptors, Scopas, Bryaxis, Leochares, and Timotheus, each took one side of the building. Imagine the tension. Four rival geniuses working together on the same masterpiece. The base alone was enormous, over 38 meters long and 30 meters wide. 36 towering Ionic columns rose like an army of marble giants. Above them, a 24-step pyramid soared into the sky, crowned by a massive marble chariot pulled by 4 horses, carrying the statues of Mausolus and Artemisia themselves, riding into eternity together. Total height? Almost 45 meters, taller than a 14-story building. The Roman scholar Pliny the Elder, writing in his Natural History, described it in awe. It is surrounded with 6 and 30 columns. Above rises a pyramid equal in height, formed of 24 steps, crowned with a 4-horse chariot. Shocking fact, this tomb was so expensive and so perfect that the entire world later named every grand burial place after it, Mausoleum. Even today, when you hear the word, you're speaking the name of Mausolus. But here's the conflict no one talks about. While they built this symbol of eternal love, Mausolus's empire was full of political enemies. Was this tomb also a statement of power? Now imagine walking through ancient Halicarnassus at sunset. The mausoleum dominates the skyline, shining white like a second sun. Its marble walls are covered with breathtaking friezes, Greeks battling Amazons in savage detail, lions roaring, gods watching from above. Over 400 freestanding statues guarded the courtyard. Pilgrims from across the Mediterranean came just to stand in its shadow. Sailors used its chariot top as a landmark from the sea. Herodotus, the father of history, was actually born right here in Halicarnassus. So the city already breathed legends. Now, it had a new one. Lesser-known detail, recent archaeology shows that Mausolus's father, Hecatomnus, had a similar tomb with almost identical Amazon paintings. Scholars now believe the mausoleum was the ultimate upgrade. The prototype became the wonder. For nearly 2,000 years, this was the most photographed, talked about, and envied building on Earth. But nothing lasts forever, especially when the ground itself begins to shake. The first earthquakes hit in the 12th century, then again in the 13th, 14th, until the 15th century when the final blow came. By 1494, the Knights of St. John were building their massive Crusader castle in Bodrum. They looked at the broken wonder and saw free marble. They took the stones, the columns, even pieces of the famous friezes to fortify their walls. The ultimate twist? The tomb built for love became part of a fortress built for war. The once majestic chariot that carried the royal couple now lay shattered on the ground. Artemisia's eternal monument of grief was literally torn apart and reused. It's heartbreaking, the most expensive love letter in history reduced to building blocks. In the 1850s, British archaeologist Charles Thomas Newton arrived with Pliny's ancient description in hand. He dug exactly where the text pointed and uncovered the foundations, statues, and friezes that now live in the British Museum's Room 21. You can still see the colossal statue believed to be Mausolus himself, the fierce Amazon battle scenes, and even broken chariot wheels. At the original site in Bodrum today, only the foundation stones remain, plus a small but powerful museum displaying recent local finds. New information. Danish archaeologist Christian Jeppesen spent 12 years studying every fragment and published a 6-volume masterpiece, the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. Thanks to him and recent Turkish excavations, we now know the exact layout and even the connection to Hecatomnus' earlier tomb. The legacy? Every grand cemetery tomb you've ever seen, from Grant's tomb in New York to countless modern mausoleums, owes its name and design to this one building. The word mausoleum is still spoken every day because of a brother and sister's love 2,400 years ago. The mausoleum at Halicarnassus didn't just fall, it changed language, architecture, and the very idea of how we remember those we love. From the ashes of grief rose the blueprint for immortality. So tell me in the comments, which ancient wonder should I bring to life next? Something even darker? If this story of love and loss moved you, subscribe, smash that like button, and turn on notifications. We're just getting started at Hive of History. See you in the next wonder.